Right, project to have is going to be a vase with a natural edge, but it's going to be a piece of crotch wood, and it's a piece of crotch yew, and it has three, I'll turn it around so you can see it, three branches running out of the centre of the crotch. I don't know if this one is properly joined here, so I'll have to be careful with that when I put it on the lathe. And this piece is going to be way off balance, and my advice to anyone who's going to attempt one of these, be very careful, especially with yew wood just as well. Wear plenty of protective clothing and wear a crash helmet, okay? So I'm going to put her on the lathe here and let's see what becomes of this piece, okay? Right, I have the piece on the lathe and I have it balanced as good as I can get it. It's a bit heavy on this side here and it keeps pulling her over, but I think when I get rid of some of this wood here, it'll come out a bit more even. But I'm not going to be using high speed at this. The only thing I'm worried about is this branch here mightn't be connected in further, because in there was some ivy going right through it and coming out through here. So that's the only worry I have. Okay, so just put my helmet on and I'll get on with it. Okay, so I have the piece now into a chuck, right, and I'm going to bring it into shape again, because when you put it in the chuck, it's after being in between centres, it's going to be off balance a bit. And as well as that, now this piece has been in this on this lathe here more than a week, and that's what happened. That's how I lost these branches, because coming out and doing a bit and leaving it and then going back off and come back a few days later and starting again, you forget what you're at been doing. And that's why when I walked into the shed the last time after being away from the day, I just ended up turning the lathe on and cut the branches straight off. So if you start something like this, try and finish it or remember what your has been doing. So I'll have to take it down and get rid of that little piece there, just there, and I'm just basically left for a branch. But I'll get a nice natural edge from here in. When I get rid of it, this will probably come down to around there, just there. I'd say I'll just have the bare tip of that shown. I'll just have to bring this in, and I'm going to just bring it in like a cove into the centre here. I'll leave it wide on the bottom and out on the top. So that's all I can make with this, but it's going to be a nice piece. But even so, it's not what I started out. When I started out, I should have my branches out here, sweeping down into there. But that's what happens. So just disappointed for doing that, but sure, look, just turn it, keep turning and see what happens with it, okay? Hopefully it'll turn out to it being a nice piece. And okay, that's as far as I'm going to take that on the outside, and I'm going to give that a quick sanding before I'm not going to do any more. That's the outside done. Just a little bit of shear scraping there, trying to get rid of a few tear outs. And I'm going to sand this and start hollowing out the inside, okay? Okay, time to drill out the centre. And at the stage now I'm going to make the opening of the vase, and I'll be working on the bark, and because I'm working on the bark I'm going to use this bowl gouge, and this is all end grain, so I'm going to be cutting into end grain and trying to keep this natural edge bark from disintegrating. If it cracks in places, I did get a crack there, I put a bit of CA glue on it just to hold it in place. And keep an eye on it. If it starts moving, I'll just put CA glue on as I go along. And as I get the rim down into the bowl to what I like, then I'll move on to a hollowing tool and take the inside over from there. Or I'll be using mostly the bowl gauge on the rim. That's as far as I'm going to take that now with the bowl gouge. I have the rim of the vase nicely done. I was just using the side of the gouge there and getting this nice sheared and cut just to finish me off up into there. I'll move on to a hollowing tool now to take out the base. This one here, and I'll get in there now and I'll empty out the inside of it. There's a lot of vibration in that vase there around the edge. Couldn't really use that tool there, it'd be just leaving loads of marks. That vase is 10 inches from here to the base, and there's awful lot of vibration of it. So it's turning out pretty okay so far, as long as I don't hit them edges and knock them off. It'll look a nice piece. So just bear with it and keep at it. You have to be nice and slow with pieces like this to get them. At the stage now, I just have the base but all hollowed out, and I just need to take a little bit more off the bottom, clean up the bottom and clean up the inside of it. And I'm just going to use this scraper here, a shear scraper, and I have it sharpened there like a skew on one side. You can use the other side as well, but I put a skew on this side because you get a nice bore on it, and you get a nice clean cut off of that there for finishing up the inside of it. Should do that, and basically now sand it up, sand up the inside of it. There's two knots here where that branch was going through. I'm going to take them knots out. I was leaving them there to us, but it was ivy, and I think they'll give a bit of character. They're going to fall out anyway, they're loose. They're just sitting there. You'll see it now when I take it up. Take it up and show you there. But basically sand it up now on the inside. Sand sealers have been on, dried, sanded it again from 320, 400, 600. Okay, now the finish I'm going to use is this here. Is a 3-part finish. This is in this is 1/3 tongue oil, 1/3 polyurethane, and 1/3 white spirits or mineral oil, as you'd say in the States. And basically I have 500 mils in this. This be metric, so I've 1/3 of each of that in this container here. I haven't used this, so it's the first go with it. So it's 1/3 of each of them. Okay, so just put a drop on this, very runny. And I'm just going to wipe it on. Just going to use it as a wipe on. I'm not mad about high gloss finishes, so this probably will be a high finish, but I'm just going to try it. Because of the poly being in it, it might stop this hue from actually fading the colour, because I don't really like what happens to hue. It loses its, you need a UV protection to stop it from fading, so the poly has UV in it, so that's the only reason I'm using the poly in this. That's one coat of finish, and I just left it to dry about an hour and a half. And I'm just going to put another wipe on now. This is the second one. Just seeing how this finish works. That's about what it turns out like. Now I'll leave that alone and I'll see how it dries out, and I might give it another one. I think I'll try 3 coats of this, and that'll be it. Okay. Trying to take the spigot off the end, so tenant as we say, and put it in the little jam. Now bring it up onto the centre point that I had left on from the previous time, and hopefully it'll line up thereabouts. Just check it there with my tool rest, just let the tool rest rub off it. That's not too bad, so I'll lock it in and just get myself a 3/8 bowl gouge and remove that bring it down to a small size that I can carve her off and sand her up then on the end. Right, there we go, there's the finished project. And the finished, I think it's pretty okay. It's not too shiny, and I like that because I don't like too much of a glare off of wood. I like to see the natural look of the wood. It's kind of a matte, but it has a bit of a shine in it, but it's not too over powerful. Okay, now the vase didn't turn out to what I wanted it to turn out. I think actually next time think before I attack a piece of wood what I'm doing, and try and carry it through from start to finish. That's one thing. Okay, I'd love to give a shout out to a wood turner out there, and his name is Woodturner, and he is a really passionate wood turner, and he loves pieces like this, and natural edges, bowls. There was one particular video there that I actually think is brilliant. He made a dice and he hollowed out the inside of it, and it was just, I'd love to try one myself actually. I really thought it was brilliant. Like, he's regularly putting up videos and he's really passionate about it. I'll put a link down below, or link here. Go and check him out, he's well worth a watch. I say a lot of you out there know him already, but there might be a few that don't. Go and have a look at him, he's really well worth a look, and see where he gets up to. So thanks very much everyone for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye now.